Good morning, everybody. Or good afternoon now. It is noon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon in the back of the room. Hello, welcome.
So how was Thailand?
Oh, it was amazing. It's very amazing. Yeah, if you ever get a chance.
Many baht. We spend many baht.
Many baht. Tuk-tuk, you need tuk-tuk? We'll take you wherever you want to go. Yeah, it was an amazing trip. I am happy to be back from vacation. Thank you so much for the needed rest, Tony and Jim, Amy, McKenna, Kayla. Thank you guys so much. It took me about 40 minutes to clean my office yesterday. If you guys saw that. I think we used a case full of those old Post-it notes. I think they found in the storage room, and they went to good use, and they shrunk wrapped everything. I love as you go to open the door, there's scissors that were even shrunk wrapped, like welcome back. You're gonna need these. Should have known, but anyways, it's great to be back, and it's great to be able to work with such an amazing team. Really quick update stuff. Just be on the lookout. We've got new forms coming, updates, a lot of them. I heard you guys did legal lunch and they covered up, went over some of this stuff, but it's another overhaul. So we're going to be, concentrating. July is going to be, a lot of forms training sessions. We're going to be going over them. Nothing too major. I think probably the biggest couple things are the new thing for appliances. They've included S's on everything. Oh, wow. It's plural. It's whatever's in the house. So if a client's got 4 fridges, all 4 are staying. So there's going to be things where you're going to have to work with your clients. And if client doesn't want something or wants something, just like before, you're going to have to write it in. You're just going to have to make it a practice, right? So just pay attention to that. Earnest money type is going away. It's just earnest money. It doesn't matter what kind it is, as long as it's there on time. One of the other big things for red lines is the verification period, the 10-day default. Now it's on the front page of the purchase and sale, and you're going to have to decide how long you want, or waiving it. There'll be no more. They don't want to see crossing off into the boilerplate language of the actual language of the attorney drafted info. So on item W, it's going to stay there. And now it basically reflects the language to the front of the page. I think those are the major pieces of it. So I think it's wise. I think that was a good move. So there's a lot of stuff to go over. Like I said, we'll be doing that. And then Ragnar. Where's my runners? Where's my runners in the room? We got a few of us in here. We're going to be, Mossy, we will put you in. We need one more. So you keep your hand up. I'll put you in. I'll put you in. We are going to be, we're less than a month away. So please be on the lookout. We're going to need donations for the John L. Scott Foundation. And that all that goes to the Seattle Children's Hospital for our area. So just be on the lookout. Remember us. So July 14th and 15th, we'll be doing that. So that is pretty much the only stuff I have. It is going to be Lennox's show today, which I love that, coming back from vacation and then handing the keys out. This is amazing.
Fantastic. Well, it's great to be here. The Kent North office is one of the top teams in the nation, and it's always a privilege for me to come down to say hello and go over some concepts of what's taking place in the market, but also look out ahead 6 months and into next year. So I'm here today to affirm, remind, and inspire. And I'm going to take a different look. You've had a Legends series with Josh Hall and John By, and I know Bradley's spoken and some others. And so this will be a little bit different angle upon what they've been talking about, but it's all in concert with that. So we're going to go through the market a little bit, and you'll come up with some great conclusions just yourself as we go through this. And then we'll take a look at our business development activities. And we have a concept, you'll see it on one of the slides, vital few and important many. So the vital few is where the business takes place, and that's business development activities. That's the only thing to focus on in this market, is business development activity. Everything else is a important many, like the new forms. you go to the class and you handle it because we walk in excellence. But that's an important many. That's not going to drive our business in today's market. It's one of the vital few, and we will get into this as we go forward. So let's take a look here. This is for Southeast King County. This is for new resale listings taken. Guess what color is this year? Purple. Yeah, the purple. Okay, the black line is the normal historical trend line. That's year 2018. That's what we measure ourselves up to. That was a very good year. It wasn't COVID induced or interest rates induced. It was a strong market. But also the market rolled over that year. We had a huge surge in prices the first 4 months of 15%, and then the prices came back off that year, but the listing stayed in pretty much a normal sequence as it went throughout the year. So we use that as our trend line. Everything else is just noise in here. This is first COVID year, 2020. But look, we're off 45% number of new listings coming on the market. The yellow line was last year 2022, and we started coming off in July. The listings started coming below the normal trend line, and then it was that way all year long, but it was fairly close. It wasn't until February, March, where the interest rates went up back closer to 7. They came off a little bit and then went right back up. And now you see this real spread. What else do you see about this chart? May and June are the biggest listing months. Okay, so I can make some bold predictions. Real estate is so predictable. I already know prices are going up next spring. They're going to skyrocket because usually September 1 is the date of the highest amount of unsold inventory. When the more affordable and mid price ranges and even into the upper end, we're already virtually sold out. So wait until we get to September 1st. And then you can see how few listings come on in October, November, December, January, February. So we came up with a new phrase. Let's do this right now. And that's what the game plan we're going to get into. Let's do this right now while the listings are here so we can generate some of the business right now as I'm going to outwork the market in the fall and the first of the year. And for buyers, I got to be buyer ready day one. Everybody's fully underwritten. Otherwise, if they need financing, otherwise they have almost zero chance to get a home if you're not fully underwritten ahead of time. We got to be nuts not to fully underwrite. So I have a chance. I got to elevate myself above all those that are just pre-approved. And maybe I can compete with the all cash offer, or I got to convert it to, we have an all cash program for those that qualify for that. But I've got to elevate myself above everybody else to have a shot to compete to get that listing is where we're going on that. So we're going to be low. We know all throughout the year. It's going to be this way through 2024. Then we'll see where energy prices are. But that alone can bring inflation down, and that would bring interest rates down. So we got to get inflation down even more than it is. I know it's less than it was a year ago, but it's still up 15% over the last 2 years. So we need to bring down energy costs, which brings down food costs, brings down everything, and it has to filter its way through the system. And maybe we can get there in 2025. You know, all this is self-inflicted, but there's good end results of on certain items, but it sure is causing havoc along the way for that. Okay, here's a little research here. So think of one of your last resale listings. It could have already closed. It could be active right now, or maybe a listing coming out. So I want each of you to think of one property. I'll give you 10 seconds here. Okay, everybody got a listing in their mind? Okay, now I want you to tell me about it. One listing. Okay, so what was the source of that listing? Was it their individual home, or was it a referral, or was it another source? This is for resale listings. Okay, how many was it? Somebody you know, it was their individual home. Okay, how many was it a referral? Okay, now for these two categories, okay, let's go for those, it was their own individual home. When was the last time you talked to them before they told you they want to sell their home? I need to hear some answers.
2 weeks.
2 weeks? What else? Month, what else?
Like 3 months.
3 months, how do they remember your name and contact you?
Well, I contacted them until they called me back for a listing.
Okay, variation, yes, what? Who else? I gotta hear some more.
I kept in touch with those people for years,
Okay, how frequently?
about twice a year.
Okay, 6 months. How did they remember your name? How did they remember your name?
They come to my events, they,
Okay,
yeah,
so they, a deeper relationship through events. Okay, how about for those that got a referral from someone? Raise your hand up so I can see. Okay, when was the last time you talked to that person before they gave you the referral? Let's hear it.
1.3
months.
3 months?
1 month.
1 month? 1 month, 1 month? Yes?
10 minutes ago.
Okay, 10 minutes, thank you. Okay, so, but here's the concept. It's most, 80 to 90% of our listings are from a recent personal engagement. That's what I'm trying to get across. It's not that they know your name because you send out a newsletter or you send, John L. Scott Housing Update or something like that. It's not just about that. It's about connectivity. If you want to double or triple your business, first of all, you have to have a database so they know your name. So it's not a cold call, it's a warm, it's a warm relationship foundation is having a database, but then it's going to come to connectivity. That's where you double and triple your business. And that's what we're coming up with, this connectivity item to make it easy for you to make the phone call or make the contact, see them in person or make the contact. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
So that's where this, let's do this right now comes in. Let's do this. Does everybody here have 100 or more in their database? I don't care if it's our database or Buffini or Top Producer. I don't care. But you have a database that sets the stage. So when these connectivity moments come up, that you can contact them. The only, if I figure out of every 20 people you will actually talk to, you'll get one piece of business. Very few right now in the market directly from them is mainly going to be referrals. And why is that? Right? You're present with them. I got that. Because you'll use their services. If you need their service, they will use you because there's a trust built up through a relationship. More important than that, it creates, it triggers their reticular activation system. Now this, I learned this from Lou Tice, the Pacific Institute based out of Seattle. My dad had me go to the class in 1975. Best thing ever. And I went 3 or 4 times to it. And then I went to Landmark, best seminar ever, personal achievement seminar. Both these seminars are. But the concept is reticular activation system. When you are present with somebody, and they, in this case, it's about real estate. And sometimes it's just out of relationship, but they know you're in real estate because you communicate on that on a continual basis. So that just reinforces you're in real estate. So when their friends and family talk about real estate, their reticular activation system is wide open and they tie the dots together between that conversation and you. And that's when you get the referrals. This is how you double or triple your business, flat out. Nothing else is going to do it. And in this market, I've got to outwork our competitors, but it's not that hard. I have a database, a couple of these inflection points come up for connectivity, and I'm going to do contact 10. And then I'll do contact another 10. And out of every 20 I actually talk to, I will get a piece of business either now or a referral within the next month. That's how it works. Because their reticular activation, their speaking opens up to their friends and family. And their listening opens up. What do you think?
Yeah.
It's proven. This is a proven concept, but I've got to do the work. And that's what we're talking about. Okay, so we talked about other source. What is another source? And for those that their last listing was another source. Anybody? Okay, we'll just move on. Okay, okay, motivation for moving. What was their the person's motivation for moving?
How did they move?
What?
Downsizing.
Downsize, okay, repositioning, what else?
Life change, divorce.
Life change, divorce. Okay, it's kind of like the big four. You have jobs, family situation, you have retirement, seniors, reposition. I guess it's the big three, maybe there's a big four.
Estates.
Having kids.
Estates and that seniors deal. Kids, okay, family, that gets back to family. Okay, so there's a couple items. Okay, so we're gonna use, we're already gonna use artificial intelligence, all right, excuse me. We're already gonna use AI. actual intelligence. Okay, I know in my database, and I gotta be listening for them on social media and what's going on and just being engaged with them through connectivity. These things are gonna come up. And it's not about their house. Okay, people are not gonna move in the normal sequence, right? They're locked into 3% mortgage. They're gonna rent their house out, or maybe they'll move if a life event happens or repositioning, because they have 100% equity. So I'm gonna look at my database. Who's been in their house 5 years or more? They got enough equity, they can move today. So it's just being in connectivity and positioning a message to them correctly. So your 1 minute market update video each month, you got to put it in there. Who's moving in today's market? You know, it's jobs, family, and those that've been in their home 5 years or more that have major equity. You got to plant a seed so they can even think about, oh, that's us. And then you can talk about opportunity. We're seeing people repositioning, and some are downsizing in that group. Some are moving to lifestyle destination markets. What an opportunity today. Their markets haven't heated up yet. Our market here is heated up, and you can sell it in instant at premium pricing, and you can buy there, phenomenal value. You have selection, good pricing, good opportunity. But you got to put these in your videos. You can't put it in print. Nobody reads anymore. You got to put it in video. Your 1 minute market update video. I would do this in 2 seconds. And then you can boost it on social media, and you can put it up, put it in social media and do a boost app. Right off the bat. I have a saying, and you've heard this before. What I choose to do and be is me, and what I choose to do is this because I say so. For yourself, that's all you have to say. I choose to do this because I say so. Business development activities, I'm going to get market exposure for myself that sets the stage for my connectivity. The 1 minute market update video, only 5 times more people view that than would look at anything in print. Only 5 times. I think I might learn how to do it. And just take our language out of our market updates and rephrase it yourself. Use the exact words or just rephrase it. You only got 1 minute. It's not, it goes by in a flash. All your clients want to hear from you. So I'm going to choose to do that. We're in the video age. We went to video everything 5 years ago. Where are you? Come on, let's go. It's not that hard, and we'll help you. Don't you have a center, a room here or something? Okay,
Video studio, right?
okay, you know I'm talking. Okay, so the percent of home equity in their current home, and so how much equity do they have? Did your seller have? How much equity? 100. Okay, now we know job moves and sometimes family have less because it's a sudden situation. But we know this, probably half the market might be seniors, retirees, estates. They have 100% equity. So, that we just need to be business smart and figure out where it is. So that's what I wanted to go over there. And this sets a backdrop. And then I did a reverse angle on this, and I asked about buyers. Same 3 reasons came up: jobs, family, repositioning because of retirement, senior, estate. Okay, that's our thing. This is buyer contracts. Homes going under contract, buyer contracts. This is for Southeast King County resale only. You can see we're closer to the black line because back in 2018 or this year, we have more homes going under contract of the new listings coming on than we did in year 2018. So we have a higher we're closer to 2018 because of that. That's the reason for it. Now it's still off 25 to 30%, still off 28%. I can see that right here. So that's reality. So, but what am I going to do? Well, we're going to go through the presentation today. It should be pretty. I'm just here to affirm. But we got to do the work. That's where it's really going to show up. And this is. It doesn't matter what the market is. This is just tripling your business. Yes.
I have a question, I guess, to make show better on your other chart as far as the new listings. Where do you see the second half of the year going? I mean, you can see that in previous years, we should be peaking here in like May, June.
Yep,
right?
that's right, we are.
No, I heard part of it, but like how much below previous years will we be, right?
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah, the interest rates aren't gonna save us. So say rates come down from 6.75, something like 8, 7, okay, say it comes down to 6, not gonna change. It might bring more buyers in the market, and 75% of them own a home, so it could bring some more homes on, but there's gonna be more buyers in the market keeping the same pressure. But, and that's why I'm not down at 50%. I'm not down here, I was up here. Because I think there'll be more buyers and some of them have a home attached. But then seller gridlock comes in, my home sells too fast and I can't get my next one.
Yeah.
And so we have to have them fully, win in a multiple offer, figure out how we're gonna help buy before you sell. And we actually have an all cash program on that for qualified buyers. Okay, let's go. Okay, this is combining both new listings in green and the gold bars are homes going under contract. You can see how it peaks every summer and then the listings come down, but here we are here. So we're kind of missing the peak, and this isn't going to change anytime soon. We may have some more buyers when we get down to 6 and a few more listings, but it's not going to change enough because buyers need to find a home to sell. And here's what's going on in Southeast King County. So 94% of the sales activity in Southeast King County up to $1 million. 94% of the sales activity is taking place up to $1 million for resale in Southeast King County. That's amazing. It's one hot market. Do you think, okay, which way do you think prices are going? What do you think is going to happen in the fall and the spring? So we're already sold out. Fewer homes are coming on the market. More buyers potentially could be coming in. How much do you think prices are going to go up between now and next March? 10%?
And 12%, yeah.
Right? Well, you have to figure it out. I analyze this all the time. I already know prices are going up. It's too predictable. So if you have a buyer today, you better get in a home today because it's going to be 10% higher and the interest rates aren't going to change that much. You know, that's a motivation to get somebody into a home right now. And they're buying homes forward 1 year in appreciation. You're paying premium pricing above list price by 1 year of appreciation. Then we're back to year 2018 again. We're back to the COVID interest rate market. You're paying forward 1 year higher in appreciation. If they can qualify to be able to do that. Okay. This is our sales activity intensity chart. We have a trademark to it. We've been watching this since 2002. We've been tracking percent of homes that sell. And this is where we got to. It's all about the first month. Best chance to sell a home at the best price is the first 30 days. Then we evaluated that. And it was all about those, what are those magic words? Backlog of buyers. It's all about the backlog of buyers. You got one shot at them, 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, and then you're toast. There's 10 times more buyers the first day. It would take you 10 weeks over 2 price reductions to get as many buyers as you have day one. So that's why we do the launch. And I still have people saying, well, why do I have to do the open house in a frenzy market? You do it for the seller to get premium pricing. That's why you do it. We taught the nation about this. We taught this marketplace and region with people hold them open the first weekend because we did it. And now we're teaching the nation. Only 30% of brokers hold the open house within the first 10 days. They have no clue of marketing. They think the seller doesn't want to, they think well, the seller just thinks I'm doing it to pick up client. No, you're doing it to market the home. Best marketing you can do is create that psychology with the buyers that somebody else is going to see the house. That's why you hold it open. And in luxury, in some market areas, we're launching on Monday or Tuesday, so we can have our brokers open so they can get their clients in before the open house on the weekend. Make something special out of the ordinary. That's what we're trying to do in the luxury because it's not a frenzy market, the ultra luxury. So this is the scale, healthy activity, home selling in the first 30 days, between 25 and 30% go under contract, 35 to 45 is strong, very strong, surge, frenzy, extreme frenzy. We're up at extreme frenzy, below $1 million. Okay, this is the best red report we have. We send it out. Everybody should be receiving this Saturday, right? If you're not, talk to Eric. And we'll make sure we got your email correct. And we send this out. This is for Southeast King County. This is for all price ranges combined. I just blew it up. The first week, this last week that ended Friday, that week heading into last Friday, 106 came on. The week before, 141, 118 going into Memorial Weekend was 88, so it always dips down. But look at the percentage of homes that's selling. You're right in there in the 50, no matter what week the home came on, because the buyers are resilient over these holiday weekends more than the sellers are, because there's fewer sellers and the buyers are resilient, especially in this market. So 50%, then you get 10% selling the second week, then you're down to, I'm just interpolating 7, then you're down to basically 4, and here's the 4-week total. So we're in the spring, right, first year, we went up into the 80s. Now we're down in the mid 70s, right around 70. So I just take this first week and add 20 points. And then I know what the 4-week total is. And you can interpolate the data yourself, but like it was 49% here. I know that will be 70. So that's a frenzy market. This is overall. I haven't even looked at the more affordable price ranges yet. This is just overall. Just add 20 points. Sometimes it's 18, sometimes it's 22. I don't care. It's close enough. This way I walk in confidence about what's going on in the market because I know what happened the first week. And so I can talk to my buyers, I can talk to my sellers about what's happening. And then we break it up by price range. There's not enough up to 350, not enough up to 5. Okay, 5 to 750. There's 38 listings this last week. The week before that, 52, 43, 43, 59. Look at the first week of homes going under contract. It was running in the low 60s. Now it's in the mid 50s. So you add 20 points, you're at 75. Oh, look at here. We're at 75. We were in the 80s in the spring, and now we're at 75. So we're down one level of hotness. So we're down from uber frenzy in the 80s down to extreme frenzy in the 70s. So, and there's a predictive price indicator to this. I know at uber frenzy, we're talking 15% price range increases during that time frame. You have to interpolate it over a year, but it's not that way all year long. It's during that time frame on a monthly basis. And now we're probably at a good 10% in this price range from 500 to 750. Does this make sense? In looking at it? Okay, just interpolate the data. Find your rhythm, look at it each week and be with it. So I go to events and I sit down at the table and they can't help but ask me about real estate because I wear my name badge and that's the invitation. You can talk to me about real estate and they all do. I don't go in talking about it, but they always ask me. There's always somebody selling their home. And I said, well, how long has it been on the market? And they say 40 days. And I said, well, it depends how much I know them. Sometimes they say, well, you're toast. This is not my listing, but then I said, you got to go back to your agent and get the price adjusted because I'm assuming your condition is in excellent condition. They say, yeah. I said, it's really getting down to price. What else is happening in your market in your price range? So you know what the velocity is and you make an informed decision. And of course they go back and change and sell. Okay. Okay. But look at this. We're in the 70s selling the first month. Just phenomenal. So I know in this price category, there will only be 10% that don't sell in 6 months. So we're virtually sold out. We're going to be virtually sold out because 5 to 8% never sell. So that's why I say virtually sold out because I can't have somebody contact me and say, look, there's still a home for sale. Okay, got it. So you wouldn't believe it. Okay. Okay, this is 750 to $1 million. We're in the 50s, low 50s here, and we're in the looks like low right around 75. So we're at frenzy on the not quite at extreme frenzy in the 750 to $1 million. $1 million to 1.5. Looks like we're in the 30s on just interpolating. And over here, we have been in the 30s in the 1 month because we ran a little. In May, their interest rates must have gone up. The high end's more sensitive to the interest rates right now. But I just called Rachel Warner, our head of our luxury, and I said, at some point, there's this game that people play called musical chairs. And at some point, the market's going to activate in the luxury market, and everybody's going to jump on a home, and somebody's going to be left without one because the prices are adjusting. And the other thing about this, when prices adjust on the upper end, it brings it down on top of the other price points. Because these are going up while this one's coming down. So it allows price jumping. So when rates get back to about 6, I think we're going to see a musical chair start and some price jumping taking place. Because you can sell your home here at a higher price and really get a nice luxury, or move to these lifestyle destination markets, and those markets are gonna take off in bigger numbers. It always happens that way, as the city heats up and then it goes out and ripple effects throughout. Okay, then above 1.5 million, we're at selective sales activity, 25% are going under contract. It's healthy at that level, but I call it selective buyer activity. There's so few listings, it's different conversations.
Yeah.
This is price appreciation. This is for King County median home price for single family. You can see the low point was in February of 2012. We went up to $1 million. We came back down. So we started the year here last year and we ended here. That was the spring market. And then when rates went up, the multiple offers came off, premium pricing comes off. So 20% of pricing came back off. When you have multiple offers, continual multiple offers, you don't have price support for premium pricing. So it comes back down to market price. So that's what we saw. Right now, we're back to premium pricing, the more affordable mid-price ranges, where what percent of your home transactions take place? 94% of your transactions take place. So these are just charts I look at, and because I have to know what I talk to the press about. But look at the price appreciation this year. And what was good is this happened in the middle of last year because it takes the market 6 months to adjust. So I knew it was in May, June. I knew by the first year we're good to go. Exactly what's happened. And I didn't realize how few listings were going to come on. Boy, what an opportunity to go through an adjustment, economic adjustment, by having a inventory that's not out of line like 2018. It was scarce to find a buyer. But now we have buyer pressure because there's limited inventory, and we have job growth. Jobs is the #1 indicator to a strong market, and boy, do we have job growth. The Northwest is an attractor, and we support the economic vitality of the community in real estate sales because all those job transferees coming in, it's just phenomenal what it's doing for the market. So look at the price appreciation. There's only 3 months or 4 months where the prices were higher. The median home prices are higher than they are today. And it's just a math formula, I got that, but it's an indicator. Okay, this is the actual numbers on since 2002, 2001. We have it by month. Does it go up or down? Usually median home price goes up the first part of the year and it comes back off in red on the second half of the year. Because you get all those listings coming on during the summer above homes going under contract. So you add homes to unsold inventory and then fewer homes. You get listings coming on through October, and so it just creates dispersed buyer energy, and that's why we're off one level of hotness in some of these price ranges. Because even though their listings are lower, you're still to a normal sequence because there's fewer buyers in the market and all that. Because the more buyers you have, the more listings you have, for that situation. Okay, this is our housing update. We only now send out 330,000 of these on your behalf each month. The name belongs to you. Is there anybody needs more clarity on that? It's your name, it's your content. I hope you never do, but if you ever leave, take your names out. We do not reassign them. Okay, I keep getting questions, I don't understand it. So again, I don't care what database you use, our database, Buffini, top producer, I don't care, but have a database, and then you can use our connectivity items. We have a lot of people on Buffini still use our database, because they want the automatic things to go out. And it's too simple, our database. The name belongs to you. So we're up at about 40% of our broker associates have 100 or more contacts in a database. It should be 80% plus. And if you want to do business, we did a research. Those that don't have a database get slimmed to no listings. Those that have a database get some listings. Those that are now doing connectivity get 3 times the amount. That's the magic sauce. How does that sound? Right? I'm affirming for those that are doing it, but let's go. This is the game, and it's going to be this way for years. In the past, you just did it because you did more business. Now you have to do it because you have to outwork the market to get any business. And in the future, when artificial intelligence comes, you need to do it just to be in the business. Otherwise, everything's gone at the nanosecond. So that's the future, but that's 3 to 5 years down the road. I have to do it today because of today's market. I have no choice in order to get some business. I need a database. Okay, but now this next one we send out in July for the June recap. On the top, I'm doing a mid-year housing forecast. And so that will be the headline, mid-year housing forecast, and it will be with a link to it. And then down below, I might talk about the property tax assessments. The notification card coming out. Has it come out yet in this market area?
Yes.
It did on the east side. What market area? Did you get the notification card? Just recently. This was in April to pay taxes.
Your video that.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay, so it hasn't come out yet, but they're gonna come out any moment now.
I think it's July.
Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's a connectivity point. Both of these are. So if I haven't talked to anybody in a year, I can call them now and just said, we just sent out our housing forecast. Even though you've been sending it to them, that only gets you so much business. You know, they remember your name, so it makes it easy to call. You know, we just sent out our mid-year forecast. Just make sure you saw it. The market, the inventory is tight, prices are going up, and what's moving the market is people, jobs, family, and those that are retiring and seniors. That's your, that's your voicemail message. And I've got one more phrase I'll share in a second, but let's get going on this. Number one is business development activity that will define your success. Vital few, and everything else is an important many. And that's I have to look at it each day. What's important to drive my business today? Business development activity. You already walk in excellence, and we're just going to keep it elevated because of things come along like new forms and things like that. But I got this is it. What am I going to do today to talk to somebody? Only good things happen. Who am I going to take out? All those things. I've shown this slide before, but I just got to go through it one more time. 80% of our listings, 50% of our buyers are direct and referral business from the people we know. I just need to elevate it up in this market. Only 15% of agents in the nation have a database.
Oh, wow.
We're an entrepreneurial business, but there's only 15% of the agents in the industry that are entrepreneurial. How am I going to be entrepreneurial? I'm going to do this today. That's all it takes to become what is it? Entrepreneurial in today's business. That's all it takes.
Yeah.
But that's the backdrop. Aren't we lucky? Yeah. It's a wide open business. 90% of buyers would use the same agents to sell, but only 19% do so because 60% forget their name within 6 months. But Feeney told me 71% forget within a year because they never called them after closing and never put them into a database to get things and never, for sure, never contacted them. Approximately 80% of sellers do not have a pre-selected listing broker. So how do I elevate myself above the other three people they know? How am I going to do it? Be obvious. What?
Talk to them.
Yeah, connectivity. That elevates me above the other three and I get the listing. Number one item to increase your win rate is connectivity. First of all, you're not going to be invited if they don't remember your name. So you have to have a database, but even if you get invited, what moves you above everybody else, elevates you is connectivity. Because they know and trust you like nobody else out there. And then 72% of people use the first competent agent they meet. So you will be the only one for them and their friends out there. Okay, this is the business development activities. Again, I'm just affirming. Number one is connectivity. Of course, I'm going to do that. Seller listing launch with early entry. I got to talk to the neighbors. And I got it. Everybody says, just looking. What they actually say is, I have an agent, right? Don't they say that at open houses? 30% don't. But you got to have something to be able to get their contact information. What I use is the housing update or the housing forecast and or the neighborhood. Maybe we have a preset neighborhood and I can just say, well, we have a neighborhood website for this neighborhood for a monthly update on what's activities taking place. And then weekly, not weekly, but email notification of new listings. Would you like me to send it to you or your broker? And they always say, send it to me because they don't have a broker, but then you get into their influence, but you got to have something to meet them, to talk to them about it. I'm not going to interfere with them and their current broker, but I'm going to give information available to check in and see how they're doing. Okay, you figure out, is that okay to do what I just brought up?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not getting in the way of anything. I'm just giving information. It's up to them.
Yeah.
Okay. Homeowner direct, you guys are masters at this. I'm a buyer. I need an off-market property. Okay, this market's calling for this. For years, it's going to be this way. This market's going to be this way for years, through at least 2024 and then beyond. Because even if rates come down to 5, there's still a spread between 3% and 5%. So it's a life event, jobs or family, or those with equity. That's what's going to drive the market. It's going to be this way for years. So I got to get on it. And I'm not talking that much, am I? A couple of connectivity items is what's going to do. Social media engagement, look for situational events, networking with services and business providers. I picked that up from Josh and John and everybody. Expired listings, there's very few. For sale by owners, online footprint, there's free areas to do online footprint to get leads, and then online lead generate, purchase online lead generation. Very low conversion rate, but it is a thing. So I put it up there. Okay, who wants to help more sellers, help more buyers? Anybody? Do more transactions? Okay, so we have what is your true motivation? Why you're doing this?
Money.
Okay, personal resources to use in valuing ways. That's a polite way to say it. Okay, so it's for today. It could be for day-to-day living. It could be, you guys are the masters on wealth creation through real estate. But you got to do the activities now to build wealth to be able to invest. You know, that you guys are masters at that. So this is today, it might just be livability, but we know the bigger picture. We will get through this time frame, and there will be greater wealth to be able to use in value in ways for personal investment or community or whatever it might be for you. We have, and then more transaction. Okay. Recent personal connectivity gets the business. We already proved that. It's usually within 2 to 3 weeks, but everybody here said a month. Got it. You're the first point of contact and connectivity. Elevate yourself above the competition. Reticular activation system. I know I talked about it, but I'm not sure I'm really getting to that one enough. If I don't talk to them, I can't trigger the reticular activation system. Just getting something mail, only 30% will open it, and even fewer will read it. So your video, getting to 5 times more people by video, of course you're going to, everybody does video, we know that, but that just gets them remembering my name. I want to elevate my business. I have to do things differently, and these are not hard calls to make. All you're doing is following up from an email sent out. I got it, they didn't read the email. I made these calls myself to my database. I called 15 people, talked to 3. I called back 5 because they're major influencers. I really wanted to connect with them. Not one had opened up the email. While I'm on the phone, they all get on their computer, open it up and say, "Oh, this is fabulous." And it wasn't about that, but it was good information, but allowed me to do the connectivity. And then we chatted for a little bit, and then I'm off. But I anchored with them at a higher level, triggered their reticular activation system, moved myself above all other brokers in the industry. I'm their go-to person for this. You see where we're going on this, the psychology behind it. Okay, where are we? Okay, here's my new script. Because my database isn't producing the business enough, and I'm not going to ask for referrals. For me, I'm just throwing this in the mix. You do what you want to do with it. I was trying to figure out, how do I approach this differently? And I want to anchor with them about their friends, because that's a different conversation than just asking for a referral. A referral is good. To ask for that is you're probably in the top 5% of the industry asking for a referral. But let's a different angle of looking at it. If you, I changed this up. If you or if any of your friends are thinking of moving, contact me for a personal consultation. I want to anchor these things with them. I need to create that phrase so they think of their friends. That's a different thought and a different listening of thinking about my friends, because I'm giving them valuable information. They want their friends to have this, but I got to trigger it. Otherwise, they don't think about it. Does this make sense? Kind of looking at this, but try it out, see what works for you. I'm not saying to throw away any success. I'm just putting it out there for a little bit. Okay, artificial intelligence. This is coming over the next. We heard from a speaker from Microsoft. In 6 months, it'll be triple what it is today, just in 6 months. So we know it's over the next 3 to 5 years, and it's going to come down to the instant presentation. So you want a pre-marketing packet. You'll just say the address into the system, and it'll give you a pre-marketing packet. You have a presentation, you'll say it, and it'll just give it to you. So we're working on these things with our vendor. We set up an internal John L. Scott artificial intelligence strategy group. And we meet monthly on this as an executive team. We're meeting with our vendors. We know where this is going. But we know the number one strategy when all this stuff happens instantly is your relationships. It is never going to change. It's the relationship of a competent professional that carries the day. AI, we're going to use all this AI in supporting. We know brokers that are engaged with their database are flat out going to do more business. Because all the other business will be at the second with whoever they draw it from, because that's AI. So I need to really be connected with my database, but this is the future. Today, we do it just to be able to get business. We do the connectivity. But in the future, we're gonna have a bright future because we're so far ahead on this. They have 330,000 in a database. No company in the nation has that, our size. Nobody. I talk to companies. They're all trying to figure out, they call it CRM still, instead of your relationship database. It's your business. You're the entrepreneur around this. Instant marketing materials. It'll just happen. You'll go out to all the vendors and it'll just come right back to you. We'll do the listing launch. It'll distribute all those materials to all the marketing places in an instant. This is coming. Isn't this exciting? You're going to have so much more free time, for balance of life and more connectivity. And the connectivity doesn't take that much time.
We'll be selling houses after we're dead.
Yes, your image will be with us. Yes. Okay. Instant transaction process, and we're working with our joint venture partners, Priority Home Lending and Access Home Closing. On this one, we call it the fully integrated transaction process. We know buyers in the future will all be fully underwritten, and that's a speed deal. I want to get the house. We already moved it down from the 25 to 35 day transaction process down to 10 days. And if they're fully underwritten, can we get it down to 5 sometime?
Yeah,
6.
the regulators about that one.
Okay, okay, we're gonna get it down to whatever the regulators say. But I want to be complete no matter what. If they have more time to review, it doesn't matter to me. It's complete. So they can have a good review of the whole thing. Why not? The AI is going to allow this. I believe it's going to go with, we started out with, if it isn't fast enough, if it isn't instant, it's not fast enough, then we went to real time is the only time, then to real time real estate. Now we're to instant everything. That's where things are going. They're not there yet, but it's coming fast over the next 3 to 5 years. All these things will happen over the next 3 to 5 years. So that's my local buyer versus the national residential investors or local investors. National investors will be able to buy a home in the nanosecond. AI will allow this. AI will do all the research for them. They'll look at the rental rates. They'll look at the school scores. They'll look at job growth. They'll look at all the key indicators. And they'll either do buy, no buy. And they'll be able to do it in a nanosecond, as soon as that listing hits the market. So how am I going to get my local buyer into position to compete with them? They need to be ready to buy at the nanosecond. I need them fully underwritten. I need them to really know the whole process, that whole thing, so they're ready to go right then and there for the market. Because we're going to be to instant home search, voice activated home search. I know Zillow's trying it. It's not great right now, but give them 6 months, it'll be great. Voice activated home search. Show me all homes. Give me a name of a community.
Ballard.
Ballard. Okay.
Boom, done.
The Ballard. In this price range. It's just going to pop them up on the screen. And then I'll give the parameters. I'm not going to have to type anything in anymore. That's how fast home search. But I'm okay with that. Because before 2005, 30% of buyers first found their home through the newspaper and driving around. Then in 2005, interactive maps came out and we went up to 50% found their home online because they could see all the homes on the screen. Now in AI world in a year or two, it'll be 80%. Fine. That's just one aspect of finding a home. That's why when we came out with our buyer representation agreement and the one page talking about it, of the talking points, my job is to help you buy right at the right price. I help my buyers buy right at the right price. That's our value add. Because just because they find a home, it may not be the right home. So because you got inspection, but there may be other homes that fit their parameters more. I need to have my buyer consultation. So I really know what they're looking for. so I can help you buy right and at the right price. I'm going to do a buyer CMA. We know in the AI world, it's going to be automatic. It is, they can go to Zillow, but that's not quite there yet. But AI will make it that way. But you're also going to review the data. You're going to be their eyes and ears to help them buy right at the right price. We're flat out going to have to do more transactions. I got that, but we're good because I have a database and I'm connected. And I'm not talking 100 names in 2 years. I'm talking 250. That's the average person involved with our database has 250 names in the data. They got to expand it because there's not enough. And I know about the conversation about networking and with business to business. I think that's phenomenal because that just brings more people into your sphere who control business. So all that plays in. Instant business development. In the future, you'll give access to your social media and maybe your friends. And so AI will look anytime there's a change in life, it'll tell you. Now you have to have permissions, but that will, it may or may not happen, but it probably will. It'll be a dynamic database. It'll change every time somebody moves. Because I know brokers that have people in their database that move because they never contacted them. They kept sending them housing updates, but they moved because they never talked to them. Right. And the people dealt with the person in front of them. You know, we're elevating ourselves. We're controlling our own destiny. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm going to control my own destiny. I'm going to make money to use value and ways to buy investment, give to the community, whatever I choose, to my place of faith. That's what I'm choose to do. Okay. And then I provide, the ultimate client experience, of course. And then so that's what it takes to succeed in the AI world is your database, because we'll be bringing all these items forward. And we're talking to all our vendors now. This is the fully integrated transaction on the seller side, prelim title, access home closing. We'll get this in a nanosecond. They have a title officer review it right before your presentation. So you're not reviewing it. They have a title officer review it. This is an elevated service level for that. Then you have your formal presentation. Okay, I've been studying this for a while. How do you increase your win rate when you're in a competitive listing situation against someone else? If you do a pre-listing packet, you get a 10% increase in your win rate. If you do a formal presentation with the black box, you get another 10%. If there's two people at the presentation, you get a 20% bump in win rate. That's how it works. So maybe there's somebody else who you'll go on their presentations, they go on yours if you can figure that out. I'm just throwing that one into the mix because we know that happens in luxury. Every time we send two people, we get the listing. Because I'm going up against a team. They may have assistants. I've got to at least have two on my side, to do this. So this is research I've done. It's documented research for that. Okay, so that's seller consultation, marketing ready day one. Oh, by the way, in the AI world, you're going to send photos and then it'll come back with, okay, if you here's what it costs to change out the countertop, the rug, the paint, on all the items in the house, and then you just pick and go down the list. Okay, marketing materials, pre-inspection maybe, seller listing lines, seller accepted purchase agreement, transaction complete, and then we have signatures and then property transfer day down here. For the buyer, we have the buyer consultation, home buyer guide. We were just acknowledged nationally with our home buying guide because most companies don't have anything that really goes a step-by-step approach of consultation out there. We're redoing our selling your home guide right now. And then you have home search, buyer ready day one, get fully underwritten, accepted agreement, appraisal inspection, transaction process, signature, property transfer day. So that's the fully integrated transaction. That's why we brought in our joint venture partners, is to move this whole concept forward of instant, fully underwritten ahead of time, a quicker transaction management process, and then on the title side, because these are our partners in success for that. Okay, and we get back to connectivity and key concepts. We have your monthly database communication, the housing update or luxury updates, monthly home valuation, 1 minute market update video each month. Of course I do that. Neighborhood market insights, that's a new program. We advanced it. We came out with the The new Market Insight, much better than before, because it has photos of homes. They can see active, sold, and pendings in that neighborhood. You have community areas, and then you have neighborhoods. I'm talking about neighborhoods now. So everybody in your database, I got to get their home address and make sure I have a preset neighborhood so I can click it on so that I'm their person supplying the information on their neighborhood. If I have a geographical farm, I'm going to make sure it's a preset neighborhood so that I can get it to all the people in my geographical farm. There's a first mover advantage in all of these items. You know, take control of your database. But this will be this is the summer of connectivity. We got rid of the summer of love. This is the summer of connectivity. I hope you're liking some of these things, because I'm just going to set them up and send it to them, then call and just say, I just want to let you know, I set you up for a neighborhood website for your neighborhood. It'll give you at the beginning of the month, a market update, what happened in your neighborhood for real estate. And then we'll send you email notifications when a new listing comes on. You know, hopefully you enjoy it. If you don't, there's an unsubscribe button. That's it, but that's connected. How are you doing? First, you lead with that. Hello, how are you? You know, just want to check in. How are you doing? And then get right into it. Okay, is that okay call to make?
Yeah.
Just start with 10. Start with 1. Talking to my daughter, she's an artist, she paints. Her coach on business development activity said, just do 1. Okay, so who's the first person you sign up in the neighborhood campaign?
Yourself.
Yourself. Sign yourself up, and then you get it, and you're going to see how great it is. And you're going to say, I'm going to sign up everybody in my database. Investors, if they have investor home, I'm signing them up because the investor doesn't get information. They don't live there. I'm going for it. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Okay, we got stuff to do. Seasonal campaigns, personal notes, and newsletter. Okay, here's the concept. I already went over it. If you have 100 in your database, they know 20 people, friends and family. And so you have an influence of 2,000. I got to get up here. I can't just deal with the 100 that aren't moving today. I got to expand my influence. If you have 250 names, 5,000 is your influence because they have their close 20 friends and family. And if I have 500, I have a 10,000 in my influence for a possibility. If I do connectivity, that's the premise on this. The other is, so we have these different, you have your contact 10, maybe you have key contacts of 30 or more, your regional contacts when there's an event, or your complete database when you do a client event. In-person, voice, text, sparingly text, social media boost ads, video, everything, and then follow-up contact regarding that. But that's the concept of expanding our influence through connectivity. Otherwise, it doesn't happen and we get slim business. Okay, here's the items. At the first of the year, we have the Happy New Year call. It's a care call. Just want to call up and say Happy New Year. Maybe this is your key contacts, your top 10, you call it contact 10. January 1st, property tax assessment valuation day. Let me get into that here for a second. So here's the property tax cycle, and it gets confusing. And I don't know if government did this on purpose, but so everybody got the card in April to pay your tax by April, right?
Yep.
We all got that. And that's where it gets confusing, because this is from the 2022 valuation cycle. You pay the tax the next year. So you pay in April and October. We're in the 2023 cycle. The valuation day is January 1st. You're going to get the card here in July, and you either have 30 to 60 days to do the, what do they call it? Appeal period. And then you pay the tax the following year, next year. But so I'm talking to a top producer group, and there's 9 of us on the call. 2 are actually going to do connectivity calls on this. And one said, I got 3 calls out of this. I called them, Happy New Year. By the way, January 1st is property tax valuation day. I'm going to do an evaluation for you on your property. Then they did it in February and March because the listening is higher. Oh, this affects my pocketbook. I'm actually going to look at this and keep it. And maybe I'll drop it off in a black box. I'll only get the repeat and referral business forever. Then I get the valuation call. They're calling a 3rd time. I don't, just want to check in. I noticed the valuation cards came out. I don't know if it was low or high. I just want to make myself available. Is that not hot?
Yeah.
How simple for a connectivity. I'm looking for connectivity. I need to do it once a month to keep the reticular activation system at this level and triple my business. Otherwise, I'm down here. But this is the thing, and you're gonna have it come out. Now, let's say you don't have a database, just get 10 contacts and call them up. And then do evaluation after the fact. Yeah, I noticed it came out. I don't know if you feel it's high or low. If you feel it's high, I'll do evaluation, or you just do evaluation. After you talk to them, you want to talk to them as soon as the cards come out as possible for that. But then you do it. So this is a major connectivity item that no other company's doing this. They don't, they're all confused that they got the card in April and that was what this is about. No, this is about up here. This is current, that's old news. But I just need to be able to explain it and send them this chart on how this works. And then you can go over the chart. What a nice email to send to them. I just sent you a chart about property tax evaluation, the cycle, the 2023 valuation cycle. And then go through the chart with them because they'll never open and look at it until you call them. That's the connectivity. Okay, print this off and put it at your desk. Relationship database connectivity is my #1 business development activity. It's pretty clear that this is where we're going. Okay, key concepts. Read the book Grit or I listen to books on Audible at 1.5 speed. This came out 10 years ago, but bring it back out. The book Grit, because it's all about the why, where's your passion come from, your perseverance on commitment and commitment on daily activities, and walk in joy, walk in success. That's what this book is about. If you need a charge up, read this book. We send it out to our leadership team because we need to keep our mindset right. And it's all about grit, just doing the activities that we know it's going to produce results. Okay, wake up and show up. That's a big deal. I'm here to work today. This is the activities I'm going to do. And once I'm complete, if I'm done, I'm done. But I'm going to do business development activities. Every listing, I'm going to do a seller listing launch with early entry. That's my commitment to my sellers. That's who I am as a professional. That's what we're doing. Okay, daily affirmations and gratitudes. Okay, my affirmations, I have them like, right? They're faith-based also. Please accept these within your individual faith. Thank you, Lord. I give you thanks and praise. I walk in your light. I walk in your love. I'm receiving all great blessings. I'm a healthy child of God. I walk in joy and I'm full of energy and walk in joy. I walk in your abundance in life. You know, those are just some of mine that I say every morning when I get in my car on the way to work. But what are your affirmations to get your mind for your own individual mindset? I'm in charge of, I'm an entrepreneur, and this is how I choose to do business and keep myself set for that. And I have others. Okay, narrow your focus for greater results. We already did that. Business development activity, connectivity is #1. Seller listing launch with early entry, and then pick one other channel that you're really going to focus on. Everything else will come along for the ride, but decide what you're going to do. This is where I'm going to be successful. Schedule your successes came out of Tom Ferry. If you don't schedule your success, it won't happen. I'm putting out there two-hour sessions a week on connectivity. If you do it, mark it off in your calendar, otherwise put a flat line down. You know, this is where it's really going to come in. If you sit down and just look at your database, who am I going to talk to this week? Where am I going to see people that my key contacts this year? You know, we got 4 things coming up. This is the summer of connectivity. I've got 4 items I can contact them on, 1 a month if I want. So, am I going to do this or not? You know, where am I coming from? I'm going to show up at the session because when these connectivity inflection points comes up, you'll have a session on it. Mm-hmm. So we'll get straight on that item. We'll get your script down, your call, and then you go make them. And then you report back into the group. Let's go. Okay, sense and track your activities. Already talked about grit. Okay, I'm getting towards the end. This slide, we all see this phrase here. This is who we are, and this is where our service level comes from. We walk in excellence of providing quality service to our clients. We support each other. We're involved in the community. We take it home with family and friends, community, and place of faith. That's what we're about. That's our higher purpose as a company. But this has been here all 8 years. Success plan, positive mindset, skill mastery, and personal engagement activities. That's what we're talking about through connectivity. It's been here all along. It's just that now I have no choice. I really want to advance my business. I need to engage and commit to it. So thanks for having me here today.
Woo, I'm ready to work. I don't know about you guys. Get this thing out. Thank you guys so much for making it. Thank you again, staff and Aaron Hafner and Party Lending for getting tacos today. Thank you guys for lunch. You made them? You made the boxes too.
Yeah.
You are good. No, thank you guys so much. Really appreciate you. And let's get to work. Let's go. I'm ready.
You're gonna be getting slides.
You're
Yeah.
gonna get the video.
Okay, all right. Good.
Oh, I see a chat. Email the slides.
I'm gonna get the slides. Oh, good.
All right.
All right. Thank you guys.
Thank you guys. Thank you.